Well, Mikel Arteta has gone ahead to stand Declan Rice, and Declan Rice has gone ahead to speak to us on how stunned or impressed he is with Mikel Arteta. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? Go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily, and Rokani David remains my name. In this Arsenal News Show episode, we are discussing something concerning Thomas Partey being played as the right back in the game that Arsenal won by 2-1. Arteta's gonna hate to address that and why he played Thomas Partey as a right back. Now, lastly, we are discussing the Arsenal player known as Marquinhos, who has completed his loan to Nantes in France and is going to be there for a long season loan. So guys, don't forget to subscribe and let's really hit the road going. Now, in the game that Arsenal played against Nottingham Forest, they won it by 2-1. Arsenal just found themselves in a situation of playing Thomas Partey as the right back, a position that Mikel Arteta just wanted to fix him in, because if he wanted some other players, would have gone ahead to obviously play him in. But it was so much dynamic on the day that he also had to switch him to the central midfield so that Arsenal really thrives and obviously scores those 2 goals. Now, having been played as a right back, Arteta had the following to say: that we expected a game that actually happened and we needed somebody else there in the midfield to do what we have to do the best, and we have more fluidity and occur certain spaces in relation to how they were defending. I think it worked really well. So I think the reason that's why Thomas Partey was playing that position was because Arteta knew that he was going to obviously go ahead and obviously drop into the midfield to play a double pivot with Declan Rice, and that meant that the back three was supposed to be Saliba, Ben White and Julian Timber. So that was really great, and obviously things really went on well for the side of Arsenal. But the big question has always been, is Thomas Partey impressed with him being played as a right back? That's the most important bit of it all, because you might come out and obviously think of the system that Thomas Partey is being played as right back. The manager comes out, throws all his hails in for the player, but the player might not be impressed because he's so much used to playing as a CDM, or a box-to-box midfielder, and this is going to trigger more Thomas Partey out of Arsenal rumors and stories this week, because he wants to be played as a right back. And that moment, he won't enjoy it, and we'll obviously have to see how Mikel Arteta has gone ahead to obviously do the needful, to obviously convince him to obviously stay at Arsenal while he's being played as a central, or he's being played as a right back. And wait to see and wait to see how he's going to find himself into those positions and getting used to Arsenal. But for Thomas Partey, rumors are still up that Juventus are going in for him, and I'm going to bring you a story tomorrow morning about how the latest that we are getting in from the Italian side, that is Juventus, as far as their interest for Thomas Partey is really concerned. But the big question is, how much does Arsenal miss? What much that Arsenal miss when they play Thomas Partey into the right back position? I think they miss out on a lot. They miss out on a lot, and I think better next game on Monday when they are playing Crystal Palace, we'll see Mikel Arteta coming in through and obviously doing the needful, like playing him into the CDM position, because they're going to play with Crystal Palace. He knows how hard they are. He's going to go for back four, I think, of Ben White, Gabriel Magalhaes, Zinchenko and Saliba. Then a double pivot of Declan Rice and Thomas Partey. That is it. So let's wait and see how that pans out. But it looks like Arteta's going to have to address the reason as to why he played Thomas Partey in. If at all it was just a tactical change in such a game, that will be really very impressive for Thomas Partey. And if at all for the next game is being played as a central defensive midfielder, then he'll be happy to hear that from Arteta. So Arteta needs to prove to Thomas Partey that he's really the main man in that midfield. Now, Arteta also had to hail Declan Rice about the leadership. He said Declan Rice is very natural, as you've seen today. I don't know if it was after 2 minutes or 10, the way he's moving, the way he's coaching, the way he has integrated into the dressing room. I think he's enjoying the position as well. Which position? The central defensive midfield. But obviously, he still has a lot to prove in that position, because he doesn't offer Arsenal the control and drive they really desire or they really get when they are with Thomas Partey or Jorginho. And lots of questions will obviously be fronted to the manager of Arsenal if at all things don't go the way he really wants them to go, because for Arteta, it's really something great that he won the game of football and he has to defend Declan Rice, but Declan Rice needs to up his sock. That if I told Mikel Arteta, would have gone ahead to play him alongside Jorginho or Thomas Partey for the next 10 games of the season, such that he obviously thrives, because he saw to it that when he went to a double pivot of Thomas Partey and Declan Rice found himself into good scoring positions in the second half and it hit the needful. So I think it's better not to obviously force things, because Arteta might be rigid on certain things, but I think he needs to obviously understand that rigidness sometimes can lead you into danger, like he did last season, missed out on the trophy because of his rigidness on Thomas Partey. He was really having what we call a hell of the game. He would have gone ahead, obviously get in Jorginho and do the job, but he insisted with Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey had costed them in the previous 2-3 games that saw them lose the trophy. So, as it stands, it's all about Mikel Arteta defending Declan Rice, and let's see what Declan Rice has gone ahead to say about his manager, that is Mikel Arteta at Arsenal. Declan Rice said the following about Mikel Arteta. He was talking to TNT Sports. He said, I think in the last 4 weeks alone, I've grown so much, I've learned so much about football that I hadn't really seen before. I was blown away by him, of course. I'm now working sorry about that. I'm now working with him day by day. It's another level. So Declan Rice has found himself in a position of hailing Mikel Arteta because of the way they're really working together. And I really anticipate that Arteta is a very good manager because of how he's going to improve players at Arsenal. One of the players that are going to to get hugely improved at Arsenal is Bukayo Saka. Remember, he found him playing as a left back and a left winger. Then he turned him into a right attacking midfielder, where he's going to thrive and obviously being talked out by many as one of the best right wingers in the world in his age. That is it. So after that, he went ahead to improve Gabriel Martinelli. Obviously, he is a very good player, and look at how he's going to improve Odegaard. Odegaard was nowhere near his potentials before he left Real Madrid, but we came in at Arsenal. Arteta's gone ahead to improve the player into the player he is right about now. Eddie Nketiah, look at the goal he scored on Saturday. It was really another one to watch, and it really brought in lots of memories for many, and lots of things are really happening down there. So it looks like the man known as Mikel Arteta is doing some good job, and Declan Rice, he's saying he has learned a lot from him, and the way he really takes on the game has gone ahead to blow him away, and he's learning a lot because Arteta has been at an elite team as a player and at an elite team as a manager, meaning that he knows how to improve players. And players of Man City have always been hailing about Mikel Arteta that he was key to improve their game after the training sessions, because he's a midfielder, press resistant, and obviously he's a coach who obviously spent most of the time with the players, and he tried to obviously work a little bit more. Then Declan Rice concluded by saying that seeing how he works, how his mind operates, picking up stuff, seeing how he goes into detail on the opposition, and seeing how he wants to improve us as a player, individually, collectively, it's really impressive. Now, picking up stuff, obviously, and the way he works is really stunning. Declan Rice, seeing how he goes into detail on the opposition, and seeing how he wants to improve us as players, individually, collectively, it's really impressive. Now, Arteta is another gem of a manager, and that's why I would love to see him lift a trophy. That's it, because good work has to get payment or reward at the end of the day. And I think Arteta is really one of those I've gone ahead to obviously put in the efforts that are really deserved for the side of Arsenal. And Declan Rice is one of those I've gone ahead to appreciate the manager, and he's gotten stand to see to it that he is really ready, to see to it that he gets where he deserves to be. And preparing for the opposition is one of those things I'm going to have to talk about, and I believe he needs to do a little bit more. Go for your first team, build up a very good system. If at all you're Emirates, there's no reason as why you play Thomas Partey as a right back, because you really have Tomiyasu who can play that position very, very well. Why don't you go for your strongest team to win that game as soon as possible? And after you are done with winning it, then you start to try out your other systems, because it was going to cost him a game on Saturday as the game ended in a Navy mode. Now, Marquinhos, having been on loan at Norwich at half of the season, this time round he has gone ahead to find himself loaned to Nantes, and Marquinhos has went ahead to join Nantes on loan deal from Arsenal, and he gets shirt number 10 at the club. Now, one will ask, what club gives really a player like him a shirt number 10? For your information, Nantes is a team that plays in a French professional league, and I think, and they in League One, right? Let me see here. Yeah, they play in League One. Their first game of the season, they lost to Toulouse by 2-1. Now, when you look at their lineup of Nantes, they've obviously gone ahead to obviously have players like Lafont, very good goalkeeper, upcoming. They're having Molet, Esmon, Mohamed, and very many others. But if it has been given shirt number 10, that means it's really going to get more playing time. And Arsenal are really so much happy to do it that they've gone ahead to loan another player into the French League One. So to me, I think French League One has gone ahead to act like what we call a litmus test for Arsenal, for its players that are really French, and it has obviously brought them some good quality. When we look at William Saliba, loaned back to the French League, 2019-2020, he was at Lille. 2020, I think 2020, 2021, 2022, he was at Marseille. And then he came back and he impressed Mikel Arteta, and Arteta found himself in a position of obviously getting him into the team. Look at Balogun, a player that left at Arsenal when his worthiness was not even more than £5 million. Arsenal are now demanding £50 million for the player. It shows you that his spell in the French League One at Stade Reims, and he scored how many goals? And scored very many goals, are really paying out for Arsenal, and they can even get £50 million from the player. And the other player is Nuno Tavares. They bought him at £7 million. They can obviously get like between 15 and 20 from him. He has been on a long season loan at Marseille. So even Marquinhos might enjoy himself that side, and very many Brazilians have gone ahead to thrive from the French side teams and really hit the ground running. And they've returned either to Arsenal or they've gone ahead to be sold, and Arsenal is getting in some good money. So tell me your thoughts about Mikel Arteta standing Declan Rice. I welcome the comment section below. Thomas Partey defended by Arteta, and lastly Marquinhos joining Nantes on a long season loan. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living true God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, my Muslim viewers and subscribers. Barakallahu fikum.